cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off into fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know.
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Happy Wednesday. Watts Wednesday, folks. I think it's my favorite day of the week. I love doing collaborations with Deception Detective. Maybe someday we'll get him on the screen live if he ever does that. So I'll shout out a few people and then we'll get started. Happy Watts Wednesday, folks. Loud and clear. Thank you very much. I figured as much. Marissa Fontaine, hello. I hope you liked and subscribed on your way in. Hello, everybody else. Honey Bun, thank you for being a member for a month. I've only been doing this about 7 months, maybe 8. So awesome. I hope to see you at 18 months. And Jen 13 became a new member. So shout out to Jen. Jen with one N. Because the other Jen is, well, we'll say the evil potato. How about that? Maybe a baked potato, mashed potato. All right, folks, enough joking around. We'll do that plenty. So hello, sweetie Brookahire, Princess Mish. And yes, I see everybody's emails. I just, lately it's been interesting. I've been doing a lot more content with families directly and being directed from the news, like news stations and news people that are doing the research and, well, just families. So a lot of direction that my channel is going, and the actual videos seem to be coming from those. So I always appreciate all of the requests, and yeah, just hang in there. We'll get to them. Hello, Jax. Stormo, arrest the evil potato. Holla or Ola. I like Holla. What's up, Carly? All right. Yes, Secret Crime Crew live for exclusive shout outs behind the scenes. That's coming. Please check that out. You won't regret it. Wendy Sides, fried potato. She surely ain't no sweet potato. You're absolutely right. And Julie, just Julie from Michigan. No last name, just Julie. All right. So, hello, everybody. It's Watts Wednesday. We're going to get this started with Deception Detective. So, today we're talking about Chris Watts, obviously, and murder and manipulation tactics explained to a fine detail. So if you know somebody that's manipulative or you just love true crime and studying the aspects and the psyche of those folks, well, guess what? We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the house being possibly haunted. I don't know if I'd go to that extreme, but we'll say there's evil energies and there's good energies, there's bad energies, and so forth. And Just Mom. Hello, Just Mom. Hey, Mom. I love you. Mwah. Shout out to my mom. All right. Thank you, Jojo, Carly, Bree, and I know Wolfpack's probably in here somewhere, and possibly Davey. All right. Let's pull up the man that every other girl dreams about. Deception Detective. I think a lot of people think he's a really not only smart, but a good looking man. So we have the pleasure of him doing another video, which we got to get to 50,000 likes if they're not already at 50,000. Hold on one second. I just came from work and I've been inundated with phone calls today. I wish I could tell you who I'm talking to and what's going on, but just not yet. This is the longest I've ever had to keep secrets and not be able to say things. And I didn't realize that being part of, being a content creator, you had to be quiet and it's for the on the records only, etc., etc. So it's just how it goes. What's up, Jojo? Thank you for gifting the membership. I hope somebody gets it tonight that wants it. Honeybud J. Kelly has an entire playlist on What's Paranormal. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm just not sure what I'm going to play on my channel yet. So I appreciate that. Marilyn, what are you kidding about? Did I miss something? All right. Deception Deck, shout him out. Wolfpack, newly gifted member. Marissa Fontaine, welcome. Welcome, Native Pride. All right, let's get this party started with Deception Detective. We want to thank Watts the Obsession Kelly for making the video and audio better. Let's get started, folks. There's not a lot of
liars
people in
like
here,
Casey Anthony.
but guess what? And he just said liars like Casey Anthony. We're at 74, 75. This is probably one of the smaller chats that I've had, but it's going to get up there. And if you hit that like button and get me in the algorithm, it's going to get even bigger. What's up, Coach Complete? Hair looking fresh. Thank you. It's better than a goatee, right? Did I see? Okay, I saw Coach Complete, and I always confuse him with Deception Detective. Maybe we'll get his presence today. All right, I'm supposed to be getting on with the show, but hello, Crime to Remember, and all the beautiful people that are here. Wacky Watts Wednesday. There you go. All right, well, we're not just here today to talk about ghosts and evil spirits. We also want to learn about manipulation tactics explained, and Watts the Obsession does an amazing job. This guy is really smart, talented, and the content he puts out is just on point. So I want to thank you, Karen, for gifting 5 memberships. Everybody that gets one's going to be really excited. There's so many big things coming up, everybody. I'm excited and I want to tell, but I can't tell anybody. All right. His eyes are so freaking creepy. Let's get into it. And I'll still shout you out and we'll still talk. Let's learn the manipulation tactic. He says every. We'll have to see if it's every. And Casey Anthony. I think Jen Soto is going to be the new Casey Anthony, folks, minus the getting out of jail.
Old liars like Casey Anthony or O.J. Simpson can just make up a story on the spot. Calculating liars like Chris are more manipulative. They'd rather divert the conversation to avoid lying in the first place. For example, if they're faced with an incriminating question, they might start crying or storm off, or even arguing with their accuser to put their accuser on the defensive. This is a common manipulation tactic. It's called U2. The U2 technique works because our instinct is to immediately defend ourselves. And when we do, the manipulator takes full advantage to wriggle off the hook. The officers interviewing Chris here are trained, so arguing with them is unlikely to work. However, I'll let you in on a little secret. Chris has been using another common manipulation technique to evade their questions. He's been doing it for the past couple minutes, and they haven't picked up on it. Is Chris Watts a master manipulator, a victim of manipulation, or both? I'm just...
All right, Deception Detective. You guys take notes if you need to, but keep them in mind because these are really good. Just even if it's just for spotting people that you're dating that are new, come into your life, friends. I'm taking mental notes. I have my deception deck, and I also want to shout out Mr. Deception Detective for gifting me the app. Somebody in the forum said nothing's for free, but he gave that to me for free. I'd beg to differ. I think I earned it. So thank you, Deception Detective. Let's learn together manipulation tactics and tell me if you can relate, anybody. I certainly can.
Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis, and this channel exposes lies and manipulation. Today, we'll analyze a rare 2019 interview for signs that Chris Watts is a master manipulator, a victim of manipulation, or both. This interview was uploaded by a friend of the channel, Watts the Obsession. To continue this series, let's get this video to 50,000 views, or you can become a channel member and vote on who we analyze next in my member poll. The link to join is also in the description. Without further ado, let's listen.
She's a completely new type of person and relationship. Yeah. Okay. All right. What were you thinking this whole time? Like,
In the back of my head, I was telling myself, "What are you doing?" Like, every time, I open up my phone, I can see pictures like of my wife and my kids. I'm just like, "What am I doing?" And then, like, every time I was with her, it seemed like I didn't think. It seemed like it was like a blinder that was on my face.
oh,
And it was like every time I look back on it, like, like I have pictures of my wife and kids and myself. And like every night, or every morning, every night, I just, talk to them,
NK Blinders, folks. I want to say shout out to Sadie's mama, High Crime Crew mods, and Wonderful Jay. I hope you're feeling okay. Everybody send love for Sadie's mama just because. Okay. So we love you, Sadie's mom. I hope you're doing better. Be here with us today. Listen to this. Learn these tactics. They're fantastic. I'm listening to some things right now. In the first 2 sentences, I'm like, oh, wow, really? Yeah, crazy. Carly, you and I are going to have to talk after this.
say like I have like this book I used to read for CC, and I remember that book, so I read that to them like every night, and like there's some scripture and stuff that I read to them. So just try to think back. Like I wish this never happened. I was just like, I wish that blinder went on my head, went in my eyes. That would have seen what was going on. Like, I was having. Everybody said, "Oh, you're just out there having fun while your kids, or kids and wife are on vacation." I was like, no, it wasn't like that. But it seemed like that's.
In part one of my Chris Watts analysis, I determined that he exhibited enough psychopathic traits to be treated as one, even though I can't personally diagnose him because I'm not a clinician. For example, you'll notice here how he takes zero responsibility for anything he did with Nichol because he had these blinders on. He also shows.
So, folks, do you think those were blinders? Was he vagina-tized? Or what kind of blinders were they? What do you think? Remember last week, hashtag vagina-tized. Yeah, that shaky voice. When you're talking to somebody and you're having a regular conversation and their voice drops a whole bunch and it's out of the norm, just know that they're lying to you or probably giving you some sort of deception about something. It depends on the context. Krista says Chris Watts is just a selfish man. He's no master anything. Shannan knew something was up. He wasn't hiding anything, but it's a good idea to study these people so that you can figure out the people that are around you and others, how their mind works. So I don't think he was a master, but I think he was so used to lying that it just kind of rolled off of his tongue. He lied to his wife probably about just dumb things just for the sake of. All right. So I'm just going to go with this for right now as we move forward.
Was no remorse for what he did or empathy for those who are still hurting because of it, like Shannan's relatives. This video isn't about whether he is or isn't a psychopath. Instead, in this video, I want to point out the techniques he uses to manipulate people into seeing him as a victim. Because even if he hasn't fooled you or me, he is a master manipulator, and these tactics are common with manipulators you're likely to encounter in your own life.
That's what it looks like when you're going, you're going to camping, going to drag race, going all the other stuff that you have fun doing, but you're with somebody else. It's not your family. It just didn't seem right. And, with her, it just didn't seem like I didn't see that anymore. I was there at her house pretty much every night. So it was like I didn't have that time at home just to really think about anything. Because literally I didn't.
So that low voice I don't know what's behind the low voice, and I don't know what he's trying to exactly hide. We'll get to that. I mean, he gave a full confession. So what is it that he's trying to hide? Why is he still trying to hide exactly what he was doing with Nikki? I mean, let's be real. He had an affair. It was exciting. Day-to-day relationships and marriages, they stand still, right? They get a little dull, a little dry, a little boring sometimes, but you got to bring the passion back. You got to bring it back. So I don't know if he's just like a little boy and didn't learn, but what he was doing with Nikki was just like a teenager, and he was just excited about something new. He's sitting here talking for how many minutes now about being vagina-tized. That's all it was. But I don't know why he's trying to manipulate this situation. So I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe you'll help.
Like I was only at home from like when I got home from work. I worked out, I ate dinner, and then I went over her house. Like I never slept in my house. Like the whole month of July.
Now, talking through that though, when you said you went home and then you were at her house, was that while Shannan was gone? Oh, okay. So you weren't even at your house.
No,
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
it was insane quickly. Like I didn't like. She even told me like she would never in like a normal relationship. She would never have somebody over her house like more than like once or twice a week. But she felt like she wanted me over there.
Yeah.
She said she felt comfortable over there.
Yeah.
So it's like that's
I think she was manipulating him as well. Oh, I never have anybody over except that guy, Bob, whatever that guy's name was. You're so special. If only you would just get rid of the wife and children. I think they were both manipulating each other. Jamie, of course, he should have just gotten a divorce. There's absolutely no reason for all of this. And hello, as all of you roll in here. Sid says, I heard Travis Barker has that problem with Courtney. I don't know who Courtney is, but are you talking about like a Kardashian? Yeah, that happens. It's not a problem. It's just part of being married and being in a long relationship, folks. After a while, you become best friends and you got to work through it. Bring the passion back. Maybe go to the store and go get some new toys. I don't know. But we just hit 111. It's an angel number. Say a prayer for the Watts family that's no longer here, and for Maddie's family, and all of the other victims and survivors that we work with. It was Jim. Leave Jim alone. That's right, Carly. Leave Jim alone. All right, let's keep going. I love the crime crew. You guys are amazing. And so many big things are happening. It's nice to have a slowdown with everybody tonight. We have 116 people in chat. If you would hit the like button, it's going to help tremendously. But just a lot of things behind the scenes that are coming forward, which means that it's going to get busy real fast, folks. And then we won't have such an opportunity to chat the way we do. Also, hit that next tier. I'll show it to you at the end if you're still here, so you can see the $6.99 version and what you get. More access.
that's what was different. Like she wanted me over there, but
She wanted me there. Notice how Chris subtly shifts all the blame for him sleeping at Nicole's house onto Nichol, as if he had zero say in the matter. This manipulation tactic appropriately is known as blame shifting. And the most common example is when kids get caught doing something wrong and they say, well, mom, dad, everyone was doing it. Their goal, of course, is to derail a conversation about what punishment they should get into a stern lecture about peer pressure and how they need to think for themselves. And often it works. They escape punishment. And that is the power of shifting even just a little bit of blame onto others. If you've ever watched a trial, you'll know that criminals blame everything from society to addiction to their childhood for crimes that they committed. In part one, I shut down Chris's egregious attempts to shift blame for the murders onto his wife, Shannan. Shannan Watts was a victim in this tragic event, not the perpetrator, and I am opposed to contributing to Chris's attempts to garner sympathy by assigning even one iota of blame to her without undeniable proof. As I often emphasize in my videos, psychopaths are highly skilled at making themselves appear as the victim. Later in this video, I'll address Chris's attempts to shift blame for the murders onto Nichol.
I ate dinner, and then
You know what I wish he would have done? I wish he would have shifted blame at the time to make her culpable for something. I know being a home wrecker isn't a crime, but I wish he would have said something like, she gave me a deadline, she pushed me over the edge, something. And I think she didn't really get away with anything because of the way she's living. But I want to say, Krista, we can't discount what Nichol and Chris said in private. We'll never know. And that's why we're still here. You're saying what I said. That's why we're still here talking about it. But we're also learning manipulation tactics here. And we're learning when you start dating someone, when you encounter a teacher, when you talk to your friends, when you, all of that. That's why I particularly like to study family annihilators and serial killers, because their minds work in a similar fashion and you can nail it down and then recognize it. So yeah, it must suck to be NK, and it must suck to be Casey Anthony and Jen the Potato, Jen Soto.
I went over her house. Like I never slept in my house. Like the whole month of July.
Now, talking through that though, when you said you went home and then you were at her house, was I watching that was gone? Oh, okay. So you weren't even at your house.
No,
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
it was insane quickly. Like I didn't like. She even told me like she would never in like a normal relationship. She would never have somebody over.
It happened really quickly, folks. It takes 3 to 5 minutes to do this to somebody. So quick. That's how quick it was. He could have stopped any time. And remember, in the seriousness of this case, he did that to his children too. He smothered them, and it's what happened. So when we're talking about the manipulation and his tactics, it could save a life. It could save you from having a stalker. It could save you from many things when you take a look at these tactics and what people do. So keep the seriousness in mind. And yeah, don't leave Jodi Arias out. Pure psychopath. I'd love to cover her as well. Just I have a lot of cases right now that the families are coming to me, and also the people that can't report on the news want me to do it. And I'm all down for it. You know how I roll. What's up, Deb? Thank you so much for all of your help. You're amazing. There's so many people helping, man.
Her house like more than like once or twice a week, but she felt like she wanted me over there. Yeah, she said she felt comfortable over there. So it's like that's what was different. Like she wanted me over there, but then I just wish that all that would just go away. I just wish I almost like I know it's hard. I know it's wrong to say I wish I never met somebody, but I wish I maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
Right?
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again. Because some people, when this happened, you're like, well, if it wasn't this time, it would have been next time, or it would have been the next time. It just wouldn't have happened with you, would it? It happened so quickly that you tell me if I'm wrong. You're not the type of guy to take control sometimes when you need to. Yeah, it seems like that's just what happened.
Yeah, I didn't take control of the situation. It was like the situation controlled me.
Right, it just happened. No, I get that, man. I'm somewhat passive myself, and it's like, there's situations where I'm like, well, why did I let that keep going? No.
Yeah. No, it was like a roller coaster ride that I just kept punching it, taking it off, and just never picked it up. Yeah.
Watts the Obsession has conveniently put the names of all the interviewers here in the description of the video we're reacting to. And they come from 3 different departments. So there's FBI's Graham Coder, CBI, so Colorado Bureau of Investigation's Tammy Lee, and Frederick Police Department's Detective Dave Baumhover. One of the most common comments I saw on my previous video was people criticizing them for being too chummy with Chris. And while I understand the indignant outrage about them being buddy-buddy with a guy who just killed his entire family 3 months ago, that is the job. Like it or not, making Chris comfortable is the best way to get him to reveal any undisclosed.
Absolutely. If you don't, you're going to make somebody back up, and you're going to make them close off, and you're not going to get the information you need. Thank you, Honeybun, for gifting a membership. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Absolutely right. You have to be buddy-buddy. You know who didn't have to be buddy-buddy? And what bothered me was the transport of Stephen Stearns when they were in the car, and that police officer transporting him was very chummy with him and talking about music or whatever. Yeah. Lou, this case will forever haunt me, and also Madeline Soto's case is going to be with me forever. So hopefully we learn lessons from this, and I hope you guys are ready for tonight to get into the good, the bad, the evil, the light. We can talk about hauntings. It's not something that's solidified to me, but I want to hear what you think and have a little bit of discussion about the topic when we get to it. Right now, let's listen to this guy manipulate, and I don't know why at this point. He's already been convicted and locked up.
Details about the murders, if there are any, and that appears to be the entire reason they visited him in prison. I actually wrote about this in the DD Forum patron section when I was preparing to interview the Proudfoots as part of my Sebastian Rogers series before they stonewalled me. And that's because I knew anyone who watched that interview would have thought that I had gone soft or had been fooled by them because I was being so friendly. And just like these detectives are doing here, playing along with Chris to make it easy for him to open up. In fact, I would have done lots of the manipulation tactics for them, like rationalizing what they did if they did anything wrong, or blame shifting what they did if they did anything wrong onto society or someone else. In other words, I assure you these detectives are not charmed by Chris or fooled by him. They're playing along with what he's saying in order to get him to open up. And when I hit play, listen closely because they're about to ask him about the night of the murders, which is what I think this entire interview has been leading up to.
I get that, man.
Awesome. And before we get into that, Crystal Zugi, are you here? I wanted to say thank you. I got a message from you right now, and I appreciate your offer for help. I guess you are here. Yeah, send me an email right now. I think I'm all set about everything, and I want you all to know that nothing personal. If I can't get back to you, or time goes by and I just can't keep up with the emails and such. And I have by the way, I turned off the night bot. I don't think we need a night bot right now. We have 5 mods. We have Bree, Carly, Davey, Jojo, and Wolfpack. So I don't think we need a night bot right now. So I wanted you to know nobody else will be getting kicked out or any of that sort. So I think we're going to save that for later. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's here. Crystal, everybody that messages me, I appreciate your messages. I just know that they're all over all the platforms and I just can't keep up. So, but I'm here.
And I'm somewhat passive myself. And it's like, there's situations where I'm like, well, why did I let that keep going?
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know why. It was like a roller coaster ride that I just kept punching and taking off and just never get up. Yeah.
We talk about the hardest subject. So when we were talking, the last time we talked, the last thing we talked about was where the girls were. We never really got to talk about that night. What happened?
So nothing really happened that night. It was in the morning.
Okay.
It was, me and Shannan, she got home like at 2:00. And, I felt her in the bed. And I just felt like I really didn't, but I just made sure I looked at my phone at 2:00 and make sure she looked like she's in there. And I kind of feel her kind of stirring around a little bit. I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. I mean, obviously I didn't use like I didn't have a gift card, that I got, and I used my actual credit card. And I kind of just felt like something. She knew what was going on, and she started rubbing her hand on me, and we ended up having sex. But I guess that was more like a test.
Oh,
I would have thought.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, just when we talked.
Yeah, interesting sex to strangulation, folks. I'm not really sure how it happened. I'm not really sure why he tells different stories and different versions of it. I will tell you the version that I do truly believe is that he took those children with him, Cece and Bella, and he loaded them in the car. And I think he did it at the site. Is it called Survey One? I think he did it at the site. And Bella or Cece said, "No, Daddy," at the site. I don't think he did it at home and loaded them. So if you want my opinion about what I think happened that night, that's what I think happened. He had many different stories, aka be nice or leave. Is there somebody that's not nice here? You would have to have major mental. Yeah, you absolutely would. Hello, Kimberly. All right. The mods are awesome. All right, let's keep going. This is the night of the family annihilation. And I appreciate you all. Hit that like button. Does DD have a channel? And can I get your email?
When I woke up later on in the morning, I pretty much told her I didn't think it was going to work anymore.
My email's below.
Like, what was last night? I figured that's what the test after I've gone through everything in my head. That makes sense. And she just told me, to get off of her. And she's like, I knew there was somebody else, somebody else.
That's right.
I couldn't just say, yes, there is somebody else, but that's,
yes.
She's like, never going to see the kid again. Never going to see them again. Get off me. Don't hurt. And then,
Is that what you said?
so like when I climbed in bed, that was pretty much like on top, pretty much straddling her.
Okay.
Because she thought I was going to hurt her or maybe or something. So
Listen to the words that Chris uses, right? I was pretty much on top of her. That night, nothing really happened. In part one, I showed how Chris used minimizing adverbs to downplay his involvement in the affair with Nichol. And here he's using another manipulative grammatical structure to downplay his violence against Shannan, and that is exclusion qualifiers. So, what is an exclusion qualifier? It's probably something you've encountered in your own life from a manipulator without even realizing it. So, I'll just read you the rule from the card. Words like possibly, fundamentally, and basically signal a lack of commitment to a statement. Liars frequently.
Remember that, folks. It makes it so that somebody doesn't have to do something and they can just say it kind of nonchalantly. It means nothing and it's not really good for somebody's word. Hello, Melanie Copeland, late and lurking. That's okay. There's also another shout out from, was it the UK? Somewhere on here. Oh, from Ireland. I want to go to Ireland, Kimberly McDonald. So hello. All right. DD has a channel. My email's below. The mods will definitely take care of your questions on that. And let's keep going. I'm glad you guys are telling me your opinion on it. He had so many different stories that I don't know which ones to believe. Crystal Zugi, those are the deception deck, and somebody will drop the link in the chat. Their deception detectives card deck.
Frequently employ these terms to obscure or gloss over incriminating details in context. And I believe that's exactly how Chris is using them here. When Chris says he was pretty much straddling her, I would bet money that he was doing far more than he's admitting. In other words, Chris appears to be generally telling us the truth, but he's using manipulative language like minimizing adverbs, exclusion qualifiers, and temporal lacunae to present it as less violent than it really was, and also to present it as if he didn't have full control over what he was doing. And that's only the stuff he's telling us. Like any deceiver, he's also likely omitting a lot of stuff, so he technically doesn't have.
Temporal lacunae. Thank you, Deception Detective. I was wondering what the heck, how to pronounce that. I've got this deception deck here. So Deception Detective's got a deck, and it helps you to spot liars, and it teaches you these words. So like spotting subtle lies. He now has an app for iOS, as well as what's the other one? There's iPhone, and then there's a Samsung. So anyway, I like that. Temporal lacunae, whatever. Hi, Jay, finding you on YouTube. Great work. Thank you. True Cali girl. I'm a true Cali girl too, so welcome. Yes, minimizing. How could you minimize annihilating your family, folks?
Have to lie about it. So when I hit play again, look out for minimizing adverbs and exclusion qualifiers, because if you can spot these in real time in your own life, you'll be able to ask more pointed follow-up questions and be harder to fool. And that's the entire point of my channel.
I climbed in bed. That was pretty much like on top, pretty much like straddling her. Okay. Because she thought I was gonna
Yay! Thank you.
Her baby or something. So because she knew that something had happened. She thought I was just trying to just check out or something. So and that's what happened.
I know it's hard, but you might be up to the time deeper about that. So she comes home. She touches you. You guys have sex. It seems like she's doing her test, which I understand. Sounds like you do too.
I'm sure, Mickey or something. Cole Atkinson or Cassie probably told her.
That's what I was thinking, right? They talked about it during a whole weekend.
More than like that. That's my parents told me there was going through text messages. It's all pretty much they all kind of just told her he's with somebody else.
Yeah, and she spent a lot of time with the guy.
Man, this guy's a coward. He's very weak, and he does minimize everything that he did, even though he wiped out his entire family. It's very minimizing the way he talks about it. It's very interesting and weird how he says, I was pretty much on top of Shannan. I don't know if it's because he was partially on her. Maybe he was laying on the side of her and they actually didn't have sex that night and he just decided to strangle her. I'm not really sure what he's minimizing, but no, he didn't. Chris Watts did not get the death penalty. It wasn't on the table for him when they gave him a plea deal. The other family, I believe, didn't want the death penalty, and so therefore they were okay with giving him a plea so that they didn't have to go through all the court documents and seeing autopsies and seeing the children come out of the oil vat and the way their skin sloughed off, excuse me. Yeah, not good. He told his father he hurt his wife because she hurt. Yes, yes, Joyce. There is one of the reasons why I believe that he drove them to the oil field and took their lives there, and they watched him do it one to one, and then the other as he did it to her. I can't even understand how. The app is in the Google store for DD. It is there. I send me an email, Synth, and I'll show you. I'll forward you the email from Deception Detective, or you could just go to at Deception Detective on the Go check out his site. We'll get you a card. We'll get you a card deck. All right. Where's Adam tonight, my man? Where's Davey?
Gals. That's what they did probably all weekend is talk about it, give her advice. I think that's what we found, right? Yeah. Okay. So she comes home. You guys have sex. And then did you fall asleep between then and going to work?
Yes.
Okay. So then
Thank
at some
you, Jim.
point, does she wake you up or did you wake up for work?
Not a lot of points.
Oh, okay. And you're going to work out.
Yeah.
But then that's when she started wanted to talk more. She was pretty mad.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I had already kind of knew that, using that credit card is kind of,
Was that intentional?
I had no other way to do it.
Oh,
Like, I
Now, if you don't know, folks, just know that Chris Watts, this is what sparked probably this conversation or this fight was Chris was using gift cards all the time to go out and cheat so that his wife wouldn't see the credit card. And that particular night he went out with Nikki and he used his own credit card. Shannan was already suspicious that Chris was cheating on her, and she added up and it was like $80 for what he said was a salmon dinner. And so then that probably sparked off the fight. That was the more likely thing that started it to spiral. That gal Dina, yeah, I think he did it there too. Yeah, I believe so, and I appreciate all of you. And I want you all to know, whenever, please don't take it personal. I've been overwhelmed, and not in a bad way, with emails, text messages, and all social media, like like the emails from social media. So not just social media, but every single app in social media. So nothing personal. If I can't get back to you folks, I'm trying my best. I love you all. Crime Crew, I'm here for you. And when I'm here for you, I'm live. So I'm right here. I'm dedicated to talking to you. I'm dedicated and passionate about the cases. I just unfortunately can't get back to every single person. But I love you all, and I'm here with you all now. True Cali girl. Number one. Everybody has to start somewhere. You go, Jay. Well, this is where I started, and well, thank you. I'm perfectly fine with where I am. So thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Yeah, you guys are all great. This is why I turned off Nightbot, because there were just too many links, which then I didn't need Wolfpack or any of you guys. It was just blasted with links and people. So maybe when we get to 100,000, we can put the Nightbot back on. It's clue season. I didn't follow the case. Catching up now. Thank you for catching up with us. Let's keep going. This is the pregnancy test that Shannan must have showed Chris. After that, it was all bad.
I used to, because I got narco gift cards from doing good stuff at work, stuff like that.
I
Good stuff.
was part of it is like, screw it, whatever, I don't care. I'm using Skype.
And once, part of me just wants to say, Nikki, can you pay for this? Like, right, I don't know. Yeah. Even I think when my attorney said she even noticed I used a different card, like a blue card. Maybe she thought, like I felt comfortable enough just using all the bank account or something. But I told her I was the one who rocked. I told you guys.
Yeah.
Just even it felt like like looking back at everything, like just like reading scripture more and more now, I can see God gave me opportunities to get at it. Like even my friend Jeremy Lindstrom, he even invited me because it was his daughter that came and watch the kids on that Saturday night. And he was like, "Hey, you said we're going to a Rocky game. You want to go to me with the Bronco game and watch the Arizona Cardinals?" Like,
you're right.
In my mind, it was like, just say, "Hey, I can't find a babysitter."
Nikki.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to punch him in the face, folks. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I know what he's talking about in context, but Like he's still minimizing things. He's still lying. I don't know why these parts of the story are even important. And then he throws in there about scripture. And now that he sees the scripture, he shouldn't have done that. Like, dude, what are you, 6 years old? Even 6-year-olds don't. I mean, no offense, 6-year-olds don't come after me with a knife. Synth server, yes, you are the only synth. You actually are. And I do get your emails, and I don't know. I'll answer it back. Oh, I like Coach Complete. You gotta bring the funny. God wasn't talking to you, Chris. Yes, Chris, if you could see us or hear us, God was not talking to you any day. Maybe he heard you before, but you weren't speaking up because we can barely hear you. Yeah, all I hear is a trembling squeak. This interview was right when he went to, a little bit after he went to prison. I don't have a date on this, but just know it was about 5 years ago, Jamie. All right, VA Dynamics. What is up in the house? All right, let's listen to his squeaky voice talk about and minimize the murders.
Once again, Chris shifts all the blame for the affair onto Nichol. Right? She insisted on this date and he just couldn't get out of it. But that's not why I paused. The reason I paused here is because it gives us some insight into the mind of a manipulator, specifically how easily they resort to lying. As Chris just said, in his mind, his two options were to either go on the date with Nichol or cook up some lie about not being able to find a babysitter to get out of the date. Having a frank and honest discussion with her doesn't seem to have ever even crossed his mind. And I think it's this blend of psychopathic qualities that he has, as well as his aversion to confrontation, that led to the murders. As I said back in one of my Nicole Kessinger videos, the tragedy of this case and the irony of it is that it was Chris's cowardice which led to the murders, in my opinion. He was too cowardly to tell Shannan he wanted to get a divorce and deal with that fallout. And he was too cowardly to tell Nichol that what they were doing was a mistake and he wanted to break up with her. In his twisted psychopathic mind, eliminating Shannan and his children was the easier option. When someone doesn't feel emotions like love or remorse or empathy, butchering someone is a lot easier than the tedium of arguing with them for the next 18 years. It's twisted, but we're seeing some insight into the mind of a manipulative psychopath with this little anecdote.
In my mind,
Perfect, spot on deception detective. Just spots on everything. And yeah, I mean, he had two options there. He could have told, well, he had many options, but he could have told Nikki, or Nichol, I don't know what to call that. He could have told Nichol, I can't do this. I need to break it off with my wife first. But he wanted the best of both worlds. He could have told Shannan and just sucked it up, did what he needed to do. But for some reason, he made it to that dark place. And right, he has to be a psychopath and a narcissist and many other things. Edward at Behind Criminal Minds. If you know that person, let me know. Email me. Let's collab. Yeah, it's the Stephen Stearns voice. I literally can't stand it either. Nicole Kessinger never got convicted for anything, and they don't have any information on it, and I doubt they ever will. Save us an argument because hubby usually laughs too. Love you, Jay. California love. Absolutely California love. Synth server. All about Cali for me, born and raised. Coach Complete. He's so non-confrontational that killing her was easier for him. That is crazy. That is crazy. Thank you for calling that out. That is crazy that he is so non-confrontational that he thought that was the easier way out. I cannot bring myself, however, to the place that he did with his children. Now, all of us can see a little bit inside of us, like, when you've been married for a long time or whatever, you can see yourself like, I want to strangle you. And yeah, you say that with your kids, but bringing yourself to that dark place, which we're going to talk about next, dark, light, good, evil, you could call it haunting if you want, or you can call it energy, you could call it spirits, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about that next. That was we're going to talk about being in that house. Was there a negative energy there? Or did he bring that negative energy there after he murdered his entire family? I got some great Palmdale stories. Well, I'd love to hear them. You have my email. Email me. I'd love to hear more. All right, let's keep going.
And it was like, just say, hey, I can't find a babysitter.
Nikki.
Yeah. And maybe that would have
Tell
been like,
us about it.
like a light switch in my head goes off, light switch in her head goes off, maybe just like goes different direction. That was kind of like my last like opportunity to kind of get out of this game. So
There she is.
I wish I would have said, yeah, let's go. Okay. And I think that would have just put me on a different trajectory.
Yeah, you think?
So then, Shannan, did she actually say you're never going to see the kids again?
She said that to me before.
Yeah. That'd be hard to hear.
Yeah, because she'd said to me before she went to Arizona. Because like I wasn't really sleeping in the bedroom, I was sleeping on the couch or in the basement bed or something. Like she had slammed the door, you're never gonna see the kids again. Something like that.
Did she get fiery like?
Only once in our entire relationship I ever seen her that way.
Yeah. And that was a time before, or was that on the night that it happened?
That is really creepy. I agree, and that's why I wonder if that house. I believe they had I not believe. I know they had that house built for them specifically. They went through a lot to wait for the house. Shannan picked out how the house was going to be, what kind of countertops. They give you the options of like windows, things like that. So they moved in with family to have that house built. And so now we've got two families in his house where he took all of his family's lives. I think he took the lives at the oil field, there's two children, but still, I still think there's a presence there, in my opinion. And we'll talk about that after and show some examples. But yeah, I agree. It's creepy. And it's creepy what he said in hindsight, because when you're doing that to somebody, if you're strangling someone, you're going to see the life leave out of their eyes. I would imagine, I can't imagine I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
No, it was back in North Carolina. Oh, it was just like one of those. It was just a fiery argument that I never raised my voice to her or anything. Like, I just got mad and I slammed the door and she was like, "Ow!" I'm like, should have slammed the door.
Was that when you were in North Carolina that last week?
No, it was like
previous to that.
It was like 2010, 2011. It was like early. In an old house.
Before kids?
Yes.
Were you dating or were you married at that point?
Dating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like I don't remember what it was about. I think some girl maybe texted me like from my past or something, and like it was just like this. And she was like, don't have that happen again. And I'm just like, I have friends, right? They're females. Like I don't even talk to this woman anymore. Right. And it was just like, no.
Was she fiery? Did she have that Italian blood that her mom has?
Or yes.
Was she always like that, or was she? Did she snap at things?
It's interesting to talk about that right now and laugh, and knowing that he strangled her for 3 to 5 minutes, however long it took her life, and then talking about if Shannan was fiery or whatever. And my mom says the devil was speaking to Chris, and I agree. I believe that you can be fooled. I don't know what Chris was into. I know that he listened to a lot of music that was, and he leaned on the side of like, I don't give a shit attitude. I don't know if he was agnostic then, because now he talks about God a lot. So it makes me wonder what he was into personally on that level. And the Wolfpack agrees. Yeah, I agree too. That's why I believe there's an evil presence in the house. Is it haunted? I don't know what that means. It is a nice house. $600,000. I thought they were selling it for $775 this time. Yeah, there's definitely bad juju. I wouldn't live there. Heiser family, what's up? I like your cute cartoon drawing on there. His voice really reminds me of Stephen Stearns. Absolutely. Dahmer talked about God a lot. Yeah, Dahmer talked about God a lot after he did that. So I think that they can't face themselves, and they have to turn to something. And maybe God, I mean, there's a higher being, right? I'm sure he's all accepting of everybody. And if that makes them a better person, then so be it. All right. Jay, you need to go live. That would be awesome. My family lives in Colorado. We took a road trip out to Colorado in our RV. That's a good idea, Coach Complete. Where are you at when I need you to have good ideas?
She was snapping at me, but you could tell, like, something really irked her a little bit. Yeah. It would come out.
True.
0 to 100 type thing, or what?
Yeah, 200.
Oh, interesting.
She's
Bold liars like Casey Anthony or OJ Simpson can just make up a story on the spot. Calculating liars like Chris are more manipulative. They'd rather divert the conversation to avoid lying in the first place. For example, if they're faced with an incriminating question, they might start crying or storm off, or even arguing with their accuser to put their accuser on the defensive. When Chris describes how he and Shannan argued about him potentially cheating, it seems like that was his MO. He'd make her reaction the issue, rather than what he did to cause that reaction. Like blame shifting, this is a common manipulation tactic. It's called U2. You catch your kid vaping and ground them? Well, you used to smoke, Mom. How can you punish me for it? Where do you get off? Or a thief resists arrest and gets tased? I can't believe you tased me. That's excessive force. The U2 technique works because our instinct is to immediately defend ourselves. And when we do, the manipulator takes full advantage to wriggle off the hook. They make sure the conversation never comes back to what they did. The officers interviewing Chris here are trained, so arguing with them is unlikely to work. However, I'll let you in on a little secret. Chris has been using another common manipulation technique to evade their questions. He's been doing it for the past couple minutes, and they haven't picked up on it. So when I hit play, see if you can spot it.
Let's
She was
spot it
snapping at me,
together.
but you could tell, like, something really irked her a little bit.
Yeah.
It would come out.
0 to 100 type thing or what?
Yeah, 200.
Oh, interesting.
She gets activated about something. She's like, all right, it's gonna happen.
Well, that's why she was probably so successful at Thrive, right?
Oh yeah, like she had done a couple other like direct sales business, but this one was just like it was different.
Why?
This one, like, I think she had done like Origami Owl and like something called like It Works, and then like just other couple other things like some bags and stuff like that. The supplement stuff, but just because it worked her and it worked me, she's like, okay, I can kind of like use this as like, all right, this is what it's doing for us.
Yeah.
And then like after a little while, like she could see how like people are above her, how it was helping them, and then it was just like trickle down effect.
Mm.
It was like a good system.
It's a good system. Isn't that what they call a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme? Better yet, we should actually do an episode. I never do anything outside of, well, murder, missing persons, missing people. That'd be interesting. Ponzi scheme is crazy. That's the guy that started it all. Holly J, my family's in Grand Junction, Colorado. Do you know where that is? Colorado Springs. I don't think that's too far. And Carly, go buy that house, okay? And I'll come over there and we'll set me up with a room so I can stream from Chris Watts' house. I'm down with that. I know my girl Carly's a boss. She can do that. Go do it, and I'll come out there. We'll all come out there. Heiser family, love your channel. You do such an amazing job with all the cases. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I try not to get stuck on one case, but as they come, I take them. But I love Watts Wednesdays. It's so chill with all you all. Yeah. Coach Complete says, I love how they call it direct sales. Like, hey, come here, you got to buy that thing that's addicting, and they taste nasty. And they make your heart beat fast, but you got to buy it. And if you do, you're in the in crowd. Yeah, I'm not into Ponzi schemes. Hannah Alonso's anti-MLM channel. I don't know what that is, but I'll have to check it out. Send me a link. All right.
Like, commission wise and everything was just, she could use all the business like
Right.
she has from running those cell phone shops and from the Dirty South custom shops, all that. I mean, she business minded. Yeah, she knows how to do accounting book like back of her hand.
So Stephanie, stay here because the next segment of this, we're talking about haunting energy, bad energy. We're not saying it's haunted, but I want you to see. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, this channel talks about paranormal and haunting, because I'm not a paranormal or haunting type of channel. I'm talking about good energy, bad energy. And the question I posed to you today is there negative energy still in that house? Is it causing people to move in and move out? So no, I'm not saying it's haunted now. I don't want to start a rumor. We'll watch that next. Stay here. Diane Balboa, we love you too. Thank you. All the love does help, folks. Having good vibes does help. Jay, the house is built in Arapaho land. It has blood on it. The Watts one? Interesting. Well, we're going to get into that after this. It's for sale again, and the owners had some domestic violence situation going on, and that's why they moved. Yeah, sage it. Sage. Bad juju. both, I believe in both negative energy. Both negative energy dominates MLM, in my opinion. Yeah, it could, and it could lead to somebody annihilating their whole family. As a covert narcissist, Chris always wears the nice guy mask to keep the outside world from not so nice. Chris will be whatever he needs to be in order to keep the outside world fooled. Well, he doesn't keep the outside world fooled when you take your whole family's lives. But if you notice, a lot of people that talk about Chris or talked about him before say that he was really quiet and reserved and kind of like just the nice guy. So what was going on in his head didn't match with what he did or how he looked. But it's the quiet ones. I know that's cliche. Quiet ones you have to be worried about.
But all just like fell into place with all that.
So then on that night, was it just a new type of fight? It never had, or what happened?
Yeah, totally different type of fight. It was just felt like I don't know, it was more anger than anything else. Like there was emotion to it at first, and then it just felt like it was just anger. It was just like like
Just
there was
tell
no love
us.
there. It was kind of like what we were saying, what she was saying. It was just like it's almost like we knew like something was coming at each other. We didn't know like it wasn't ourselves.
Really?
No.
Anger from you or anger from her?
I think it was more anger from me and more like desperation from her to because she wanted to. Yeah. She knew something wasn't right. Like like
Wow.
when the whole thing with my parents happened with my parents called it gate. Nutgate.
What's that?
Yes.
The peanut.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, with her family?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pistachio ice cream.
Yeah, they
I
I haven't heard that.
I've heard it.
Yes, I guess what street work all that.
Okay.
But that was like another help. Like maybe I could have just like stopped everything with Nikki and just kind of concentrated on helping like whatever happened there. Because Shannan had a story, my mom had a story. Like, whatever happened, I probably asked my 10-year-old nephew probably to tell me what actually happened.
Well, they both have their feelings for good reasons, and they both didn't see it the other person's way. And
Yeah, and like maybe I didn't talk to my parents from then on until like August 6th.
Ask yourself, how many times have the interviewers tried to bring Chris back to the
Right.
night in question? Who brought
And
up Peanut Gate? Who brought up the fights with Shannan generally rather than the night in question? Whenever the interviewers bring him back on track to talk about what he did the night he murdered his family, he finds a way to go off on a tangent about some other topic. Now, as
Yeah.
far as these interviewers go, they might recognize that he's going on tangents, but unsophisticated interviewers fall for this all the time. I see this happen on podcasts constantly. As we listen on, note how it's Chris who perpetuates the conversation about Peanut Gate because he wants them to stay on that topic.
Shannan had a story, my mom had a story. Like, whatever happened, I probably asked my
So we're all listening. We're all sitting there listening. I'm trying to hear it. Watts the obsession, Kelly. She enhanced the audio, and we're waiting. What happened that night, Chris? What happened that night? And he would rather, take a plea, hurry up with he didn't do a trial, so he didn't have to talk about it. He's never really talked about it. He has, but it's like he goes around things and starts talking about Nutgate. What's up, Stonefly Blue? Just tell us what happened, dude. Just tell us that you got angry, that she pissed you off. You didn't want to be with her. She was a bitch. Whatever you got to say. Like those people like Chris really make me want to strangle them. It's like, man, you took your whole family's life. Something happened. What happened? You're not a nice guy.
10-year-old nephew probably could tell me what actually happened.
well, they both have their feelings for good reasons, and they both didn't see it the other person's way. And
Yeah, and like maybe I didn't talk to my parents from then on until like August 6th. And like my dad took that whole week off.
you didn't talk to your parents from then on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like Shannan was like, do not talk to them, do not call them, do not do anything.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, and Cece's birthday was 17th, but I think the actual birthday party was like a couple days after.
In August?
July.
Yeah.
And
What's up with
like my mom or my dad was going to go, but then there was like a post on Facebook about allergies and stuff like that. Shannan made him, and I was like, no, I just can't do it anymore. Just like because
He perceived that as her taking a shot that day?
yeah,
Okay.
she always said,
Yeah, just tell us what happened, Chris. We know your mom didn't get along with Shannan. We know that she gave her peanuts and didn't think the allergies were real. Just tell us what happened. I wonder if he's ever going to come out and tell us, you know what, I just got angry. She said something to me that emasculated me. Maybe she said, hey, you have a small penis, dude, or something like really bad to him, like something really personal, and he snapped. Yeah. Chris Watts is the only one responsible directly for the deaths, in my opinion. However, I do think that Nichol Kessinger was poking him off to the ledge and poking him off the ledge, and they both manipulated each other, in my opinion. So, and yeah, I agree. Marilyn McRae, even if he does tell, in my opinion, we won't know if it's a lie.
So she never, put
Yeah.
those posts directed at anybody.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
she had a
If
method.
you read
Tell
them, you know
us.
who I was talking about.
She had a method to that and see it. But as I wish I could have just took more time just to fix that.
Yeah.
'Cause, like I
Thank you.
was like I wanted my parents to be involved. Like since like the whole wedding thing, and then up to that, it was like my mom, my sister were always like combating with Shannan, combating with them. My dad was always cool. Like he's just
The
like
whole
me,
wedding.
just like go with the flow. Like I just want everybody to get along type deal.
Chicks,
I
man.
loved your dad.
Yeah.
Ronnie's the best.
Isn't he? I loved your dad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, your dad got you to
I
confess.
just wish I could have just when we were at the beach in August. Like my dad was supposed to stay through the whole week off just so we could see the kids, see me.
Now he's going off on a tangent about his dad, and we love his dad too, because his dad got him to start crying and open up and confess. I think if his dad wouldn't have showed up at that time, he might not have opened up in the way he did. And thanks, Coach Complete, for that. She probably insulted Nichol, and that's how he reacted. Do you think that she even knew who Nichol was? I'm not really sure about that, but that's a good theory. I think she said something to him really personal, and it could have been, you're never going to see your girls again, but that doesn't make sense because I don't think he cared that much. If I think he would have been free to go off with Nichol. I wonder what happened and what she really said, and we're probably never going to know, but put it in chat if you know, or you think you know, what she might have said to him to make him that mad.
Like we have a cookout at my sister's house or something, and then but we just pretty much spent 5 days at the beach. And Shannan booked us to I mean, it's I don't want to say punishment for them not to see the kids, but I wanted them to see it and see them. Just I wish I could.
Right.
I fixed all that. And I even when I was at the beach, I told Shannan that it was more like what was going on was more of I feel my dad's a hero. I feel like I've lost something in my life. I haven't talked to him for 3 weeks. And I haven't been seeing the kids for 2 weeks, on FaceTime or anything. And I wanted them to be able to have that relationship.
It's like,
she was pretty much gung ho, she tried to kill my daughter by giving her. I was like, that's fair. I don't think she
again.
And was that her stand?
Again with this story, folks, about Shannan trying to off his kids, and he played the hero. Yeah, he did give a detailed confession later on about Bella's last moments, but this one is just him kicking the can around, and I don't know what he's trying to get out of this.
This is that your mom
put something in front of CC.
Like to kill her, or
No,
Notice how Chris has taken them down the path of Peanutgate to his relationship with his father
Right.
and the relationship with his nephew and Shannan and his parents. And a few summers ago, this is a classic textbook tangent. And the longer he goes on, the more sensitive he must be about the night of the murders, because he's doing everything he can to avoid talking about it, which is why I really want to hear what he has to say.
You're right.
Thankfully, the detectives are going to bring him back on track once and for all, and we're going to get into the specifics of the murder. That's coming up soon. So when we listen to that part, we're going to be listening for clues in his language that he didn't act alone or that he was following a premeditated plan. That said, I still think he acted alone, but the fact that Nichol deleted all of her text messages with him before going to the police means she's forfeited the right to the benefit of the doubt. So we'll be listening very closely for...
All right, let's all listen close. I won't pause it. I want to hear what he says as well. I believe she pushed him over the edge. That's what I think. I think they were both manipulating each other, and she just gave him this ultimatum, like, "Hey, I'm gonna dip out. I got Jim. Jim's coming to visit me." Remember, Jim was there, and I think Chris Watts was really jealous. He didn't know about the situation, and even though he was married, he still was worried about Good old Jim. Leave Jim alone. All right, let's listen and see. I think that he did it alone as well. I don't know why Nicole Kessinger's cell phone was pinging near the house that morning, but really weird.
Words and any other cards from the deception deck related to lying and deception instead of what we did here, which was manipulation, evasion, and distraction. I recommend watching the video on your screen next. It's about another murderous father, and the similarities to Chris are chilling. If you want to continue the series, let's get this video to 50,000 views. Until next time, stay true.
And we will stay true with you, deception detective. We'll stay true with him because he's just filling up our Watts Wednesdays. I absolutely love his deception detective content. Now we're going to talk about the house, and we're going to get into, well, you can call it whatever you want. I just don't want anyone saying, "Oh, we're talking about this channel talks about paranormal. Go over there." I'm not going to talk about paranormal per se. They kind of talk about it in the video, but we're going to talk about light and dark, and then whatever your opinions are. I'm not sold on the paranormal per se, but it's entertaining. Nichol is just easy to hate. I agree. All right, let's get to the next video, which I think is really cool. I think these guys are pretty awesome. I don't know if you know. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to it. My internet is still slow. I reset it. I did everything. Wow. Okay, so this channel is really good. I like the way they put it together. They're called the Real Killers, and I'm sure you heard of them because, they have 18,000 subscribers. That's interesting because this video had 256,000 views. And the Watts case gets a lot of attention. So I'd love for someone to come out and talk about NK. Me too. Carly, what do you know? You told me earlier that Nicole's last name is something different. What do you know? All right, let's put the next video on. This is really good. It's 1080p video. It's HD 1080p, so we can see stuff. I'm coming from the perspective of light and dark. They have a bit of paranormal, and they show some things which I think's funny. My daughter and I, Reese and I, watch videos with the paranormal stuff, and it's clearly photoshopped in. So there's a lot of things that I'll watch that I'm just playing around with my daughter with, where they show somebody in the background and say pause it. Her and I will pause it, and we'll look at it, and we know it's Photoshop. And look at my background. It's kind of cool. It kind of looks like the background there. All right, let's get into the next part of this, folks. I know a lot. Whatever. And you're not going to tell me. All right, Carly. Just kidding. All right, let's see what. Do you think the Watts house is haunted, or is it just evil energy, bad energy, dark energy? It needs to be saged. What? All right, let's get into what. Frederick, Colorado.
Welcome back. Please like and subscribe as we take another look at the home that was once the Watts residence. So we know it's the Miller residence today. The house looks different. I'm sure it's a very happy home to the new owners, but we can't deny what.
No, it's not anymore. And just so you know, this is the Real Killers. It's REEL and then Killer. So I think they only have like 18,000 subscribers, which is way more than me, but I'm surprised they don't have 180,000 subscribers. Dude, I personally grew up with some crazy paranormal activity. Once you experience it firsthand, never watch scary movies, now being woke. Yeah, I'm on the page. I just don't want to bring it to my channel because I don't want people coming to my channel for like paranormal stuff. I'm behind the scenes. We could talk about it, but true crime is my gig. Evil spirits. Yeah, I believe that absolutely. If you believe in good, then you have to believe in bad.
Took place inside those walls. The house holds the dark remnants of a crime that shook the nation. So I had to revisit this. The reported woman with dark hair seen entering the home, but never leaving the home. Unexplained voices and inexplicable apparitions. The horrifying events left an indelible mark on this once familiar place. The crime changed the small town of Frederick forever. It was said that one of the Frederick police officers who searched the home said the energy was palpable inside the home, and those who ventured into the master bedroom had an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair.
Smells like
So this channel is going to come from a couple of angles, and it's the Watts home. Was it haunted? So they're going to stop a couple times and show you like something in the background, which is like a shadow, and they try to zoom in and say there's a kid in the background. Those things I'm going to tell you, and I'm not saying they don't exist, but in this particular video, I don't think that it's a. I watch it. I don't think that it's like a kid or anything like that, but it's entertaining. So entertainment purposes only. And remember, this house was built for Shannan and Chris. They're building the home track, and they got to pick it. So nobody else lived there before. I've always been interested in supernatural. Weird. My spirits was my name, Mrs. Frederick. All right, let's get into it. It seems like you guys are enjoying this, which is good. Hit the like button. Let's get in the algorithm. We have lots of interviews coming up, as a matter of fact. So we're going to get even better interviews and more interviews, which I love. All right.
smells like smells like
Well, it's not, because look at this. It is funny that you're saying that. I just don't want you to think it's a paranormal channel, because that, I think, is kind of ridiculous. When I watch this video, it's entertaining, but I don't believe that that's anything but like either a shadow or something Photoshop coach complete. So just because we watch something or we talk about it, it doesn't mean that I believe that. Now, this I watched, and I watched it on my 75-inch TV in the living room, and I paused it and I looked, and I didn't see anything. I'm like, it's just some Photoshop to me. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying that it's for entertainment purposes only. It's not true crime. This doesn't have anything to do with true crime, but I do think you're right. A crime to remember. Go sage and bless the house. Absolutely. I think there are probably dark energies in there, and I can't imagine why there wouldn't be. I also think there was dark energy when Shannan lived there before their lives were taken. The way Shannan, like certain things that she did, how they interacted with the kids, her and Chris Watts seemed to kind of get into it a bit about things. I think they could have used the saging then, before all this happened. People go into a house like that knowing what happened. I believe their thoughts can create bad energy. You're right. Thoughts also create bad energy because you're bringing that energy. If you're thinking it, you're bringing it, folks. Y'all notice how her eyes darken after they unalived a child, pure darkness. How their eyes darken after, I would imagine so. They are at rest. I don't think they're in the house. I think there's bad energy in that house, not them. It's something else, but that's silly right here. Really? See. See, and I'll pause it on that just so you can see that if you look at that close, it's just for fun, entertainment purposes only. I didn't know the Millers were trying to recreate that, but if I go smaller and you look there, it looks like somebody that is filming or taking a picture is in that picture. It looks like they're standing there. Look at me down here and look at him. It looks like they're just doing this. So anyway, What's the Obsession True Crime? Kelly, the beautiful Kelly from What's the Obsession, that provided the video that we were watching before, that deception detective was speaking about. Hello, beautiful Kelly. Thank you for being here and showing some love today. All right, I'm going to go back.
I do believe in the paranormal, as I've experienced paranormal activities. I did do some camera work for a group of ghost hunters in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. One of our shoots took place at an old haunted building in the Walker's Point district. We stayed the night at a cigar bar called Shakers, which was once a place Jeffrey Dahmer would frequent. Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite hangout, formerly known as Club 219, is literally right up the street. Shakers has a crazy, unique history and a hotspot for ghost hunters. I bring this up because for a long time I was skeptical about a lot of reports of any paranormal phenomena that took place. But when a person experiences it firsthand, it changes you. Walking into a cold spot, the feeling of something, a presence, you can feel and you know it's there, but you can't see it. Souls can get confused in transition and stick around for a while before realizing what has happened. Crossing over probably isn't the easiest thing when we know most of our loved ones are staying. Shannan Watts was heartbroken, pregnant, and fighting for her family when she passed away. So when this animal decided to take her from this world, her concern and love for her babies are probably what kept her from crossing over right away.
All right. Do you see how this channel kind of aligns with what we're talking about? And I like the reality of what he's saying. And I like that he's talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. And I wonder, well, they ripped down Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment, but that club, I would never go to that club. He did lots of bad things there. It's definitely crazy. Watts, guilty of crime, doing a big Watts Kessinger premiere, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you can make it, also want to do live stream with me. I'd love to. Are you asking me to be on the panel? If so, then yes, I would love to be on the panel. So that would be 7 p.m. my time on Friday, correct? Okay, I'm marking my calendar. I would love to be. Please and thank you. Appreciate it, Kelly. You're awesome.
I think wife's office, her shoes were in this back room to the right, the second one to the right.
By the way, Kelly, if you put that, well, I'll post it so that my channel could also come over to you. So if you want to send me a link, we can dual stream if you're into that. But if not, I can just be on the panel and I'll let my folks know. Everybody guilty of crime is going to be on Friday. Watch the Obsession around 7. So the premiere, let's see. I don't know if I'll open panel. We'll see. The premiere is tonight. We'll do a live on Friday. Yes. Okay, that's fine. I thought you wanted me to be on the panel, but I'm totally cool to do a to be with you as a guest. Yes. 7 p.m. Friday night. What an honor. See what happens, folks, when you allow people into your chat that are other creators. Wolfpack, prime example of why it's good to do collaborations and open your channel to other creators so that you can get more content better and have a great community. Thank you, Kelly. That was a perfect example.
Yeah, it could mean a high intense fight.
And when I'm done with this, so Michelle Donovan, the premiere is tonight at 10 p.m. So 7 p.m. our time. So I will go over there, Kelly, and be at the premiere, and then we'll talk about it on Friday. Everybody else, when you're done here, head over to Watts the Obsession, Kelly's channel. Kelly, you're the best. We're going to sit there all day. No, you're the best. No, you're the best. No, you're the best. All right. I'll see you after this on your premiere and then Friday night. Thank you.
So it could mean several things because of body chemistry.
Sure.
All that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No worries.
A lot of these are motion activated. These are the shoes that she took the scent off of.
Okay. That's you. Right? So there's plenty of first thing to feel.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What the hell is that? Wow. Go in there, step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that was.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It sort of sounds like it.
Something. There was a. I heard it.
That one, did you hear it? That one, did you hear it? That one, did you hear it?
I did.
Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid.
It did.
How did that come from? Because all he did was go straight in there.
No, you're the best, Sue. You're the best. Jamila and MM Clark, if you email me, I'll remember what you're saying. You all are the best because you're on the channel. Yeah, paranormal. We're trying to see if the Watts house is haunted. If you think it's just bad energy, if you think it's evil, what you think about. Yeah, that's Shannan's closet. I guess we're looking at Shannan's closet right now. I wish I had a shoe closet like that because it would be packed, folks. All right, the body cam EVPs and apparitions, I believe, are genuine. Yeah, you guys, everybody has an opinion. I believe in dark spirits and dark energy, heavy energies, but there's certain things that go a little far and they're just for entertainment purposes, in my opinion. But whatever you think, I respect. And the stuff in the house of Watts' belongings. No, this is the Watts house when they were looking after the murders, folks.
A few years ago, at a different shoot, I was asked to meet the crew at a haunted gentleman's club, also in Milwaukee. This place is called the Encore, and it is surrounded.
Milwaukee, Jeffrey Dahmer, don't forget. That place is never going to forget Jeffrey Dahmer in Milwaukee. All right.
Surrounded by cemeteries. I had a bad feeling about this location from the jump. As they were doing their investigation, I got an overwhelming feeling of anxiety, and my body felt very heavy, as if it were hard to pick up my leg to take a step forward. It was the strangest feeling.
What was that? So now they're talking about haunted places. We're talking about the Watts. So if you guys are in it, I'm here for a little bit with y'all. This is pretty cool to see the way they do it, how they set it up, what the guys think, what they've seen. Yeah, synth bad energy is from all the dead cows, all the dead cow shoes. Yeah. And native pride, I love what you're saying. Bad energies hide in the dark, abandoned houses, buildings. They don't like to be around people. I just think bad energy are also around people, though. That I'll have to say. A lot of people I've been in the room with, and I feel really bad energy, and it creeps me out. That I don't like. I have to run another good show. Jay, have a safe evening. You as well. Yes.
I had to grab a different charger from my vehicle, and while I was outside, all of a sudden I knew something was watching me from one of the graves in the cemetery. I hurried up and grabbed my charger. We finished up our investigation, but I brought something back with me this time, a bad spirit or energy. It was awful, and strange things began to happen. My car alarm would go off at all hours of the night for no reason, every night. Sometimes I heard it, and sometimes I got letters on my windshield from angry neighbors. I felt miserable, angry, agitated. It took me a few days to realize what I suspected was happening, so I smudged all my camera equipment, my home, my car, and everything in it. The canine officer reminded me of this incident. Maybe I stepped into a room I shouldn't have that night. This experience has happened more than once over the years, which is one of the reasons I stopped messing with that.
Yeah. Super killer with that.
But we'll make a note of that.
I heard it. I definitely heard the same thing you did.
Yeah, and then you sort of. She on any photo, she's pregnant. There's no saying, you know, about drug use in the house or pot.
Not that we know of.
Definitely sense. Coming out of there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's turn that fan.
We don't know. It's only been in the house that's unmade.
Just kind of a little bit of, is this where Janie's dog had interest too?
For the opposite side, so that area, and we actually shut off the furnace just to eliminate that, but it was from the other direction, right where those coolers were.
Okay.
So a lot of just refocus. So
I'm going to slow it down a little. They were going a little slow, but I think this is really cool and interesting, especially about the Watts house. Thanks for interacting, Bree. I haven't seen you interact much. I thought yesterday you would because of the Lisk, but I know you like paranormal and you send me things, and I definitely do. I just don't want people sending me all this paranormal stuff to play on the channel. I want to cover the missing persons, cold cases, and obviously serial killers. So yeah, every once in a while it's cool though, and I do believe in dark energy and spirits and all of that. You have to, unless you believe in nothing. I mean, I guess if you don't believe in anything or no God, then you can call people idiots that do believe in this. I don't know.
yeah, there was just revisiting right here. The only thing, and there's a bag of ropes and tie downs and a whole bunch of paint cans.
Yeah. So I'm pretty confident about the body parts.
Thank you.
Yes, very organized, very clean.
While we're watching this, let me know in chat if you've been to New Orleans, and not just to go party, but to go visit the touristy stuff like the grave sites, and they talk about voodoo and witches. There's a bunch of stores that are like voodoo stores and black magic. New Orleans is really cool. We went there and did the graveyard tour. So that stuff exists. I 110% believe in it, and I believe that it exists. And my email is below. If you look at my email, it's flying by on the screen. Go to New Orleans if you want to see more of this stuff.
I mean, there's not even dust in the basement.
Did she do the garage?
She is not in the garage.
Wow.
Garage should be this way.
You can do the garage in there. Just outside.
That's interesting.
So we figure the house is clear at this point.
Wow.
He was able to show me video from his Xfinity home security system on his phone.
Really?
He showed me that a female walked up to the house at about 0900 hours and was seen walking up to the front door. There is no video of the female leaving the area, and shortly after, there is a black SUV that is seen passing the house slowly. Nate was able to show me 3 different videos showing the black SUV going slow by the house shortly after the female was seen walking up to the front door. I did not see anyone leave the vehicle and approach the house, and I did not see anyone come from the house and get into the vehicle.
Thank you. Wow.
Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house?
Come on.
Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house? Make yourself known. Frederick Police Department, anybody in the house? Can you pull the tickets? What's that open closet over there?
I got you on.
Okay. Roll the head, guys.
Coming up.
Push up, you first.
Copy.
This is pretty awesome. And JoJo is pretty awesome. Anyone hear of Rosard? That's a long movie based on true events. Get ready for a tripping ride. Book, The Diary of Ellen Rimbauer, My Life as Rose Red. I've definitely seen the Rose Red movie, but oh, that's what you were saying, Rose Red. You put it all together. I'm like, Rose Red, what? Rose Red. Yes, definitely have seen that. All right. RR was written by, yes, I was about to say that. It's a Stephen King movie. And it, you know what, folks? Interesting fact. The Winchester Mystery House is right by me. And of course, I've lived here for since I was 21, I'm going to be 45. So 24 years. And we do the Winchester Mystery House, they call it, tours. So they also have flashlight tours, which is really cool. During Halloween and certain events, you get a flashlight and you go into the Winchester. They call it the Winchester Mystery House because the doors go into the nothing and the rooms drop off. So yeah, even Reese has been there. My daughter, that's 9, gonna be 10. She's gone with us to the Winchester Mystery House. She thinks it's cool. It's right by. I'm in San Jose, and the Winchester Mystery House is in San Jose, so it's like 10 minutes for me. Yeah, it's really cool. If you're around this area, go check it out and let me know. Maybe we could all meet up. Whoever's there.
Joseph, come into the hallway. Copy. You said that bathroom? Yep. What's that like?
That's my
Let's
Open
go.
the connecting door. Not a connecting door. Closet, I'm coming behind it.
Did you guys get this closet?
Nope.
Ready?
That's basement, I think. Let's go to the garage. Come see where we're at. We'll come out to the garage.
I can't, well, okay, really quickly. There's a house that's called Hell House, and it's right down the street from me. So my daughter and I will get off the freeway and drive right by. It's called the Hell House, and it's literally down the street. And you'd have to see the story, but you could look it up, or maybe I can show you after. It's literally like a block and a half from my house, and my daughter and I love driving by it because, well, it's called Hell House, and it's a house that nobody's bought since, I think they haven't since 2000 and maybe just like 2002. People died in the house. Monks went in the house and tried to like sage it, or whatever you want to call that, whatever monks do. And the monks stayed overnight, and then they end up in the garage waking up. Anyway, it's called Hell House. And yeah, hell, Sadie's mama, it's right down the street from me, literally. Yeah, Google Hell House. You ding 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 ding. Hellier, it's right on Hellier Avenue, which is like, I get off on that freeway, and my daughter and I pass by, and she always says, "Mom, pull over so we can see it." And we'll pull over and just like kind of peek through, and we creep ourselves out. So Hell House is really there's a story behind it, and it's right by my house. It's not my house. They can cleanse it all they want. We just drive by it, and we freaking are like, "Wow, it's right here." And my daughter likes spooky things. What's up, Allison? So anyway, Hell House.
Brother Police Department, anyone in the garage? Brother Police Department, make yourself known.
Yes. Wait a second. How do you know, Michelle? Did you Google it, or are you from around this area? Now you're getting too close to my house. But yes, it's on Center and Hellier. That's funny. Yeah, like mommy, like daughter. Wait, Jamila, you're absolutely right. We sit there and I watch paranormal stuff with my daughter. We watch compilations on YouTube of just hours of paranormal stuff. And some of it, we're like, we have a little game we play, Photoshop or not. And if it's Photoshop, we're like, Photoshop. And if it's not, we're like, ooh, that could be real. It's just fun. It's fun. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector? I'm sure we do. So you must know about the Hell House then.
There's no way to get in like in the top or anything.
I don't see any access. Just a little access point.
Is it sealed off from the top on that side? Yeah, never mind.
Here. Come back here.
Coming out.
Now. Garage lights are off. Cookie, coming back towards you.
Looking up. Okay, I'll pull the door. Once you guys are ready. You want to make an announcement?
Yep. Brother Police Department, anybody in the basement? Brother Police Department, make yourself known. Brother Police Department, anybody out here?
You know what I'll do is I'll play it for a minute while I talk instead of pausing it, because we're at an hour and 38 minutes and we still have 150 people here, which is really cool. If anybody knows, because you guys are all diehard, well, a lot of you are, and I am too. I just can't keep all my cases straight. It's hard to do that. So I wonder when this was. Like, what was this when Chris was at the police department? confessing to them? Like, when did this happen? Does anyone know? And while we watch it, we'll see things go across the screen as it plays. They're going to show you, like, maybe if they see a ghost and the background, like they'll put words across the screen. Crystal says, "What does a carbon monoxide detector do besides obvious?" I'm very serious. Well, carbon monoxide was what supposedly happened at the Hell House, and no, it's not paranormal. It's just what happened. Jay, love me some debunkers. My friends do a good job calling out bullshit. We give say crap, so we start what if it's real, right? Yeah, we do that too. Yeah, did you see that thing pop up in the background? Now you're not going to hear the police talk talk about it. We're just looking at it on screen, and instead of me listening to them yell, I'm just talking. Okay, thanks, MM. He was already in jail, so I guess after he went to jail, then they did this. I wasn't sure when this took place. It's interesting. They came in there, and I wonder what they thought they were gonna find. Like, was Nikki gonna be hanging out in the house cleaning up remnants and stuff? I died too. I didn't. Clothes that dress is tainted. Like, you guys are all talking about ex-husbands or whatever now. Is that what we're talking about? Thanks, Jay. I didn't know what we were watching. Yeah, we're talking about we're still watching. We're doing Watts Wednesday with Deception Detective, and we're talking about if you believe in hauntings. Do you think the Watts house is haunted? And as they walk through it, so I'll put the volume back up. I was chatting with y'all. That's all it's doing. So yeah, it's just the video of the Watts house as they go through it, and they're talking about, open up, it's a police. Who's anyone in here? Making sure that there's no one in the house as they roll through it. Probably one of the people who drove cross country to see the house in person. NK was going through the shoe closet. She probably was. She was like, I want Shannan's life and her shoes. A looky loo after the fact. There are tons of people wanting this, of course. And you imagine the people that bought that house. I yelled at the older two sons thinking it was staying outside my door to scare me. You guys are popping in chat tonight. I'm missing it. But do you see why I lowered it, folks? So all they're doing now is just having this loud volume. And Steph NYC, what do you mean? We're always on topic of Jen Soda. What do you mean a friend of Stefan spills the beans on stuff? Tell me more about that. About Jen? Do we know more about Jen now? What do we know? Tell me what we know. Everybody has, I think everybody's heard the interviews now from Stefan's side, all the people saying that Stefan, did the sperm in cups and so forth. What do you mean by that? I'm just curious. Yeah, okay. GHI, another interview from friend. Yeah, well, he's got to keep the channel going somehow. Okay, yeah, I'll listen to it. I'll get around to it. I'm not too interested in that. Oh, man, I'm interested in hashtag arrest Jen Soto. All right, let's play this for a minute. I think I can find the video of the Millers real quick so you guys can see what happened with them too. Whoa, and they said, whoa, Amanda. He did. I was actually watching AG Tactical, and then I heard Cray Poo. I heard Gray Pubes interviewing, and I was like, I gotta change this. I can't even do that. Gray and gray confuses my brain. Good one. All right, let's watch this for a minute. I'll see if I can find that.
Events like those are big enough that they open.
Frederick Police Department, anybody upstairs? Frederick Police Department, anybody upstairs? Make yourself known. Stay on, come to me, I'll grab the gate.
I'll hold down here.
Interesting, folks. I was looking up the Miller's house for the Watts, and a Jen Soto video came up, and it's like 1 hour ago. Jen Soto speaks, but it's, I don't know what the name of this show is, CSO, and it's really not her speaking. It's like crime. It's called Crime Stories Obsessed, and they're just talking about when she spoke to the police. So if anybody heard any real evidence, yeah, sperm hoarding is what he did. Semen hoarding, yeah, all that. He did a bunch of weird stuff, and of course they called the Gray Pubes channel. So hello from upstate New York. How are you, Jane Crew? We're doing very well. We love Watts Wednesdays. I think they're scaring them. Yeah, I think the people are being scared. We'll listen to this for a minute. All right, so actually from the real killers, I'm going to show you real quick, just so the people that don't know or actually have no idea what the hell we're talking about, they hold on real quick. They have this real killers has it, and we'll watch it for a minute why the Millers jump ship. And I think that real killers is convinced that the house is haunted, and yeah, they're talking about the Amityville thing, responding trolls, hopes. All right, let's. So it's kind of interesting because, and if you guys stay here for a minute, we'll watch this for a minute. But if I see that people leaving, then I'm just going to go ahead and head out because I'm interested in this, but I don't want to watch it by myself. And if I do, I'll watch it on my phone. Okay, so the Millers jump ship. These are the second people that have owned the house. Watts. Let's watch it.
So there's no real good lighting in the house right now, but I wanted to go live because
yeah.
Why not? So hold on. Hold that thought. I'm here. Hold on.
You're very late. Very late, sir.
Don't mind if I do. So I'm super excited to get these in today. Birthday cake. Why not have a quote-unquote snack?
Always have a
I'm
snack.
so excited about the Pro Bars. The birthday cake is my favorite. It legit tastes like vanilla birthday cake with icing. Kim, you're gonna love them. They're awesome. I got the cinnamon ones or somewhere.
Okay, these ones I can't even do. Like, I can't listen to this part of it. Like, this whole Thrive thing bothers me. No victim shaming, but that the whole thing, I'm glad that it worked for her and it kept the family afloat in this house. But I want to watch why the Millers are jumping ship. And let's go to that.
The Millers also let commenters get to them responding to trolls and showing their frustrations, ranting all their
Sad.
points across. And number one being, we have 2 girls and 1 boy,
Hello.
just like Shannan did. We did not have control of the birth order. We did not know Shannan before we had babies, and millions of others' families have 2 girls and 1 boy, in that order. Please stop calling us creepy for something completely out of our control. Our children's birth order had zero to do with the decision to purchase this home. Number 2, it's being said that I look like Shannan, dress like Shannan, and I'm trying to be her. And the
Wow.
decision to buy this house is because I'm obsessed with her. Like most of you criticizing.
All right, so keep in mind, these are the Millers. They lived in the Watts home and they're moving out, or they already moved out, and they're responding to trolls. So I just wanted to show you, since we were watching the paranormal or evil spirits, whatever you want to call them, and if what we think. Now these people are out.
Me and making such ridiculous assumptions. I did not know her. I am another 32-year-old white girl in a small town in Colorado. We all wear leggings and cute shirts and try to style our hair. I have dressed the way I do for years, and I still have the same clothes from 10 years ago. If I dress like her and look like her, so do most of the other moms I know at my age. Are they obsessed with her too? We saw a picture of me in one outfit and decided I was trying to be like her. Number 3, we are not the Miller family that Shannan was close to in North Carolina. He still lives out there, I live out here, and we have no prior association with the Watts or the Rusicks. Number 4, I have not been working for years with the Rusicks to buy this home. I have wanted this home for a long time. It is beautiful and perfect for our family. I don't owe anyone a single explanation on why we bought it, but that's basically it, along with wanting to do the right thing by Shannan and her family. I do believe that we were meant to be here, and we are so happy we are, despite how people have treated us for buying it. I absolutely believe Shannan would be happy about us buying her home and loving it, rather than watching it deteriorate and having people fear this place she loved. It has, however, been a pleasure working with them through the process, taking this burden from them. Number 5, we did not buy this house because it's the Watts house. We have wanted it because it is perfect for our family and our lifestyle. It is beautiful and spacious in a lovely neighborhood, and we have every intention on making it a normal home again, so that Shannan's parents no longer have to deal with this house, so the neighbors have normalcy. The community doesn't have to be.
That does sound a little creepy, because we're watching creepy stories when you say, Beverly, I've been watching you. It's funny. I thought that was funny. Jen was in their way more than we think. Krista, thank you. I'm glad somebody else said that. Did they say the house sold under 60? No way. Right now it's selling for 775,000, folks.
Silent, having reminded them of what happened here. We will
I
absolutely
would have
not
bought
be
it.
turning this into an Airbnb, a tourist attraction, or profiting from it in any way, and we are so happy that someone who may have had those intentions did not purchase this home. To have
It
that
looks
even
way
being said
different.
about us is sickening. I will also not be creating a TikTok documenting our lives here, finding
Thank
ghosts.
you.
Insert eye roll here. Number 6, we took a picture of our kids on the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
Shannan had a similar one, which I did not know about. Stop looking into every little thing, trying to put a negative spin on it. It was just a cute picture. The Millers were definitely having a hard time in the home. That was part of a 12 or 13-point rant by the Millers in response to the criticism they received on social media. The Millers.
Just saying, folks, we have 155 in chat, and it was I looked down and it was 555. So yeah, that angel number, they paid 600,000, not 60. Yeah, I would have bought the house for 60,000. I would have got off my couch and drove over there and bought that damn house, and Carly would have went halves with me on it if it was 60,000. So all right, let's keep going. We got a little bit more hanging out, and then I gotta go watch. We all gotta watch Kelly's premiere in an hour, and I'm
hoped
hungry.
they could get past the home's history, despite its infamous past, focusing instead on its potential as a place to create new memories, believing that with love and positivity, they could change the stigma.
Nope. You guys think it's haunted?
He came, he opened the door, and he was screaming, "Come on, help me. Somebody shot my mother and father." Everyone ran out of the bar, and that was it. They all took off. No, I had to stay. I was pennywell. They all jumped in his car and took off.
Today, police combed the DeFale's handsome three-story house for clues while divers explored the backyard swimming pool for the still unfound murder weapon. Police have been questioning the son, Ronald, and now say he is being, quote, safeguarded. Investigators say without explanation that they now feel young DeFeo was in the house at the time of the murders, but they're not yet considering him a suspect. And so forth.
No suspect at this time.
Oh.
We have no indication of the motive at this time.
What about Ronald DeFeo, the son, the surviving son?
Ronald is being safeguarded by the Suffolk County Police at this time.
Why safeguarded?
Why? Because the 6 members of the family dead, and we don't know
Amityville.
why. And he's the sole remaining member.
He's also a suspect?
He's not a suspect at this time.
In 1974, the DeFeo family was tragically unexisted in their sleep by their own son, Ronald DeFeo Jr. The house stood empty for over a year until the Lutz family moved in, hoping to start anew. In December of 1975, George and Kathy Lutz purchased a 4,000 square foot home for $80,000 and all the furniture in it for an additional $400. Now, I'm not saying that the Millers are moving due to paranormal activities taking place, but something could have spooked them. If that were the case, there's no way the Millers are disclosing that info to the public. They've had enough of criticism. The backlash would be immense. Now, I've seen my fair share of haunted places. Some hauntings are very subtle. Don't notice little things taking place in our own homes because maybe you just don't want to believe. But it's real and takes place more often than we think. And I'm just stating my opinion.
So these are the real killers. This is the show, and they're into paranormal activity and such on their channel. But then they were talking about Amityville right now and comparing it to Amityville, which I think all of us know that story quite well.
These are my opinions based on the experiences I've had. Sometimes the other side reveals itself to us, and we'll chalk it up as unexplained or something else. Where did September Lady go? I know debunkers will catch a few fakers out there, and in their minds now everyone is a fraud. And I totally understand why people are skeptic. People need proof or evidence. Just because we can't see it, it doesn't mean it isn't there. Sometimes we can just feel it. While skepticism often reigns supreme in the scientific circles, there are intriguing theories.
All right, I have to say my opinion on this, and I 100% believe that just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean you can't feel it. And for people that say otherwise, absolutely incorrect. And it's okay, we'll agree to disagree. But if you can't feel negative energies or positive energies, if you can't feel that, then you're probably not alive, folks. So that's all my opinion is. And that's okay if you don't believe in any of that. I just think there's bad energy and there's good energy
that lend credence to the possibility of their existence. When a person
Right?
dies, their energy, whether it be spiritual, emotional, or otherwise, may linger in the physical world. This residual energy could manifest as apparitions or strange phenomena that we perceive as ghosts. Again, these are just my personal opinions. The Lutz family claimed to have encountered a malevolent presence that tormented them day and night, driving them to the brink of madness. Despite their attempts to cleanse the house and seek help from paranormal experts, the activity only intensified, forcing the Lutz family to flee in terror in just 28 days after moving in. The Lutzes grabbed what they could and never looked back, and fled to Kathy's mother's house in Deer Park, New York, until they could sort out the problems with the house. The Lutz family moved into the...
So we're still talking about the Watts, but this is still this is real, REEL, real killers, and they're into paranormal and things like that. So they're just comparing Amityville. I kind of wanted to watch let's go to Shannan's, let's go back to the Watts. I don't know why they went to Amityville from there. I'm a little confused, but basically they're comparing the Amityville home to the Watts house.
The house was built on the hopes and dreams of a beautiful young mom who looked forward to growing old there.
Shannan.
It was Shannan's second home. What an accomplishment. The Millers bought the house at $600K, selling it for $775K.
Okay, here's all what we were talking about. We're back on track with the Watts family. The Millers are the second owners after the Watts family was annihilated. Carrie, did you do your homework, though? That's what I want to know. All right, let's go. Here's the price. They bought it for $600. They're selling it for $775. And there's domestic violence involved with the family. So that's why I wanted to know if you think there's bad energy still in the house and maybe that caused it, or if it's just the people or what.
Maybe this was just a flip for them all along. The Millers really did do a wonderful job in renovating and adding bright exterior colors. The inside of the home also looks amazing. I hope whoever decides to purchase the home doesn't turn it into a circus for the morbidly curious.
What are you confused
Shannan
about?
really did sacrifice a lot to be in that house. Living in their friend's basement, waiting for the home to get built. There is no way she would have lost that house. Even Chris said Shannan always found a way. I don't care how much debt they were in. Shannan was a savvy salesperson, and people do get themselves out of debt. Evidently, the Millers had to do a lot to get here, according to the realtors who posted the sale of the home on Facebook, congratulating the Millers on the purchase of their home, in closing, stating it took everything we had to get here, but finally we got here. So happy for you guys, can't wait to see the new memories you make in your new home. They then confirmed the home once belonging to Shannan Watts. The Millers said, we hope to honor this home you once called yours, and to fill it with smiles as you once did. Thank you for making this a peaceful home. Peace and love is all we have felt since the moment we walked through those doors. Because of you, we hope to have you alongside of us in this new chapter. I'm sure the Millers had good intentions in buying the house. The Millers did a great job in making the house their own. No matter how much we change the appearance of a home, its history is forever. I don't care who moves in there. The home will forever belong to Shannan and her babies.
Who's joining me? Who wants to bake with me? I don't want to bake alone today. Who's on? Who wants to hop on with me? So I'm making this, I'll tell you, because I already told everyone this morning.
All right.
Mini cannolis. I'm actually doubling the batch. Which is going to be amazing.
So really quickly, Stella, I don't want anyone to be confused about what we're watching. Amityville is the Amityville horror house where the DeFeos were brutally murdered by their son. And then after that, that's what brought the Amityville, the whole series, and people saying that the next family that came in also murdered. It's a story. So they're comparing the Watts family. No, nobody was killed. The Millers weren't killed, but there's the second family that have owned the Watts house. Do we think the bad energy caused the Millers to fight with each other and have all the negative energy? That's what we're talking about. So I don't want anyone to be confused. Just getting here. How is everyone? Everyone, I think, is. I think everyone's doing good. I'm good. We're getting near the end of this, folks. I don't know what happened. Hit play. I'm going to blame it on the Watts house.
So I made the cannoli filling, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator to chill. Saw me in the email. What's your email, Megan?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. There it is. Real killers, folks.
I wish Chris was home today. So he could...
Aw, okay. So that was it. That was all, folks. I just wanted to. So that's what we were talking about today. It was Watts Wednesday with Deception Detective, murder, manipulation tactics explained. We learned quite a bit from Chris today and how his voice drops lower when he lies, what a psychopath looks like. There's lots of videos that Deception Detective does, and he's been doing them. He's been taking the videos from Watts the Obsession that stopped by. She enhanced the audio and the video, and so Deception Detective does them, and then I collaborate with them. And I also wanted to talk about if you thought the house was haunted, or if you believe in hauntings. Yeah, blame it on the Watts house. That's what I'm going to blame everything on from now on. So that was our topic for today, Watts Wednesday, manipulation tactics, and do you think the Watts house is haunted, or it's just an evil presence? What do you think it is? What do you believe in? That's kind of where we were going with this today. It says 7 chapters, so they drug this out. You guys are funny. Some stairs are required to advise new homeowners. Yeah, the laws. I don't know what stairs, but they're states. Some states, many states actually require that for someone to tell the owners. I don't know which states don't, but I know more states do. I heard from another channel that NK was in. Yeah, I heard that too. I was hearing that just now, and I'm sure I've heard it before that Nichol Kessinger was into dark things. I don't know about rituals, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Graciela, they just stepped on a dead spider. Well, at least it wasn't a bee or an alive spider. All right, folks, you guys, freaky gyrations. Hello, you're just getting here. We're going to go over to Watts the Obsession. She's having a premiere in an hour. I'm going to go get some food. I love every single one of you all. And NK is into, she's into, she vagina magnetized. Chris Watts, she's into sex magic. Adam, you're fantastic. I hope that I don't have my I hope I see you tomorrow. I don't have it scheduled yet because I was waiting for Carrie to get me some information and I haven't gotten that yet. So we'll see what happens. I was going to cover Lauren DeMallo's disappearance from 4 years ago. So let's see if I can get to that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to get to that. But I do want to show you, there's a couple people that were asking earlier. If you're all still here, I want you to take a look at my channel so you can see how to change your membership to the next level up. We're going to start having other more personal content, and I want you to see, she vagged him. I want you to see how to get the next membership up. So you go to my page like regular, and there's a join button. Let me come down here. So I just want you to see it so that you don't say, you didn't tell me and I missed out. And I don't want you to miss out. You got vaginatized. You can get vaginatized. Yeah. I think vag magic is real, folks. Sex magic is for partners. Good evening. Good night. I enjoyed your show. Yeah, level up. That's what I'm telling you. I'm showing you how to level up. If you go onto my channel and you hit the join, you can see the membership
Hey
perks
everybody,
here.
this is Jay with Guilty of
Guilty
Crime.
of crime. All right. You could have saw that with the thumbs up, and Deception Detective says that's confidence. So I have confidence. $2.99 is you get all the little badges, and I've been giving out more than member shout outs and a lot of priority replies to comments, answering questions all over social media. And I'm running out of time. So as we grow, and thank you, Jojo, for gifting a membership. You're gonna love it. If you're a member, but you're gonna love it even more if you go to the Secret Crime Crew lives, where you're going to get more member shout outs. You still get photos and status updates, exclusive members only videos, and members only lives that you can't get from the $2.99. So you're still going to get a lot of content. I put out content almost every day, but you're going to get more content, more exclusivity, and secret lives, things like that. So $2.99 is Crime Official, and this is Secret Live Crime Crew. Crime Crew Direct is if you want me to, you're going to connect on social media directly to me, and we can make videos together, etc. Like I'll create a video for you. We can talk about that later on. But if you level up, you're going to get more exclusive access to Guilty of Crime channel. I'm sending an email tonight for tomorrow. You better get it to me in time, girl, because I'm not going to be able to put it together, especially if you send me 20 pages like last time. Not shaming you, just saying. One page, girl, one page. All right. So Jojo, super chat and membership. You're always so kind. Wolfpack gave a kiss to Carly. Krista says best channel ever. Yeah, you guys are awesome. And collaborating is what I want to do. You know what else I want to do? I want to do interviews. I want to do interviews and collaborations. Carrie 199 super chat, 1 minute trailer of Lauren for tomorrow sent email. Okay, so we have a trailer, and hopefully we have some background. I'm gonna do Lauren. We're gonna talk about Lauren DeMallo's disappearance tomorrow, and then we're gonna have her father. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Carrie. So we're going to talk about Lauren missing for 4 years. Paul was on my channel, folks. Paul is Lauren's dad, and he's going to talk about her disappearance. Mitzi, I'm loving it here. Thank all of y'all. Yeah, thank you all. And don't forget, hit that like button, or we wouldn't get people like Carrie in here bringing Paul, who is Lauren's dad. Also, same thing with the case that we're going to cover. The little guy, Dalton Miller. We have Dalton Miller's aunt that wants to come on the show. So all of these people want me to be the voice for the voiceless that their family has fallen to somebody being a victim. Thank you, Graciela Gonzalez. Thank you for the love and the hearts and the super. It's a super chat with a bunch of hearts and love. Thank you. It's all love here. Stoked you're here, Missy. I'm stoked everybody's here, and I hope that you all enjoy being here without even having to pay anything. You guys can just come and hang out and have the crime crew as a family, talk, network with people. Joe, $4.99 super chat. Thank you. I was behind but skipped forward because I work in San Jose and needs to know more about the Hill House. Oh, you don't know about the Hell House? There's a quick Hell House video I can show you real quick. Hold on. Hell House, San Jose. All right, so you work in San Jose, and I'm wondering whereabouts. All right, guys, you have to see this. You got to check out the Hell House. This is right down the street for me. I'm glad you're still here because it's a quick 3-minute video I'm going to show you right now. Joe, just for you, here's the Hell House, and it's my daughter and I pass by it all the time. It's right down the street from me, and we love to speculate on what's going on. Here's the story of the Hell House, San Jose, down the street. Here we go. Yep, it shows. Oh, nice.
New developments this noon in a triple murder case. Police have released a 911 call that brought officers to the scene where 3 bodies were found.
Emergency 911. Help me, my brother's dead. Okay, are you home alone? I'm home alone with my sister. Okay, get somebody here quick.
Now, police later discovered 3 bodies inside.
This is down the street from me, folks.
One of the most haunted houses in California, supposedly, according to the locals here.
This house is haunted. Hellier Road?
And there's cameras I see on the house to make sure that nobody goes in and tries to mess with the place.
Yep.
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Is that right? All right. So I'm finna do this shit.
Go on the door. Knock on the front door.
Since 89,
Watch
nobody
the
lives there?
obsession.
Since after the death, the light was off and nobody lives there.
Because legend is that a girl was pregnant. She hung herself because her parents would disown her.
By the way, folks, they believe in that, and the owners will not sell this house. They keep rocks in front of the house, 4 big, like giant rocks in front of the house. And the reason they keep the rocks in front of the house is so that they don't let the spirits out. They believe that there's spirits, evil spirits in the house, and they don't want to let it out. And they will not sell that damn house, but nobody lives there. That's the house. It looks just like that.
Murdered
Yay!
Suicide? Killed himself.
Okay. Sure. How do you?
Tell this house because it has three rocks in front of it. I don't really know the significance of that.
So he didn't know the significance, and I'm telling you, the significance is the owners think that they, the evil spirits won't come out if they put the rocks there. So that's it. Yep. All right, so you can look that up as well if you want to look up more content on it, and I can also go do a drive-by filming on it and show you like the perimeters, and then come back and show you some clips on it. Yeah, I slept in the living room and woke up in the garage. There's a lot of like Buddhist temples around this area. I'm in San Jose, so there's a lot of like Asian descent. So there's a lot of Buddhist temples, and those guys, they called them monks, went in the house and they tried to cleanse the spirits, etc. So that's the story of Hell House. And Joe, thank you for asking. I'm here every other week, and I'm putting on my list of stuff to do when I'm bored. Yeah, it's really cool. And there's a park right down on Hellier as well. So if you keep going down Hellier, there's a giant park. You can go take a walk over there. Yes, Hellier House. But they call it Hell House. But if you Google Hellier House, that would be it. Yeah, go do a drive-by on it. Just spray everybody. All right, so we're all going to What's the Obsession with Kelly. We're going to be there in 42 minutes. She's having a premiere. I'm going to go get something to eat. I love each and every single one of you. No, my roof is not fixed, folks. It's not going to be fixed for a while. There's no ceiling. There's a roof, but no ceiling. On that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Good night.
Guilty of crime. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?